Good afternoon, MHS. Please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated for a moment of silence.
Coming up on this edition of MHS Rewind, we'll take a look at the set and prop crew as they prepare for the musical Anything Goes. And we'll take a look at the new Dungeons & Dragons Club.
And in sports, we'll dive into a preview of the boys' swimming team and check in on their coach, John Kirtland, as he trains for his competitions in open water swimming. We'll also get a look at the wrestling team and the boys' basketball team as they prepare for their seasons. Good afternoon, MHS. I'm Blaine Maxwell.
And I'm Elias Elsner. We'll have all that and much more coming up on this edition of MHS Rewind. The new musical, Anything Goes, premieres tonight in the MHS Auditorium. The Cole Porter comedy is set on a cruise ship. Annie Beers goes behind the scenes for an inside look at the set construction.
We see all the actors and actresses of theater perform on stage opening night, but what about the unseen stars behind the show? Without the prop crew, there would be no real performance.
Right now we're working on the set for Anything Goes. So since it takes place on a ship, we're basically building a giant ship. We have this giant set piece that we've nicknamed Big Bertha, and we are devoting all of our time to it.
We built it in 2 big parts, and it has taken a while because it is very heavy.
The team meets up every day after school. They use power tools, wooden planks, and gallons of paint to make the prop pieces. The crew not only have to take into account how the project will look on stage, they also have to make sure that the project is big enough and as sturdy as possible so that the actors can safely walk on it.
I enjoy the fact that it's all a big team effort, and you build this big thing and you're like, wow, that is so cool. I just helped build this 16-foot tall structure, and it's sturdy.
Set crew kind of just gives me an outlet to do fun things and do artistic things and make something that other people enjoy and appreciate.
The theater performances for Anything Goes will take place on November 19th at 7 o'clock and on November 21st at 3 o'clock. Come and enjoy the hard work of the prop crew come to life. For MHS Rewind, I'm Annie Beers.
Since the 70s, the fantasy role-playing game Dungeons & Dragons has allowed players to take up the mantle of adventurer. And now it's finally come to MHS as a club.
A constitution score that increases by 2.
We are just getting together and playing Dungeons and Dragons. We've had a basic session to learn the stuff about it, but we're hoping to get together once a month to just play. I love everything about D&D. My favorite part is the storytelling. I like getting really into the world and the lore that the DM came up with, and I like making the decisions that change the world.
It's been one of my favorite activities since I was younger. I used to play it with my dad a lot. I've done plenty of my own campaigns, and I've been a player multiple times. It's just something fun for me to do.
I like the simplicity of it, It's it's very, surprisingly, very beginner friendly. You can just pick up and you have someone to teach you, and it's just very fun to tell a story with your friends.
And I'm hoping that whoever joins each campaign, they can actually like the campaign they're in, and they get a good positive experience, especially for the ones who are first-time people with D&D.
I like people to enjoy my hobbies. I hope people can come in and just have a fun time.
Hey, you cast a spell.
Bradshaw left MHS after the first trimester. However, the club is being passed on to junior English and creative writing teacher Chris Harrison.
Students, next Tuesday our girls basketball team plays Mooresville at their place. Let's try to fill a student section at Mooresville. Come to the front office and sign up for the fan bus. First 40 students will get a free ticket. Also, pizza will be provided at the game. Bus leaves at 5:30.
Artesian Theater is proud to present the 2021 musical. This weekend they'll be presenting Anything Goes, a musical theater classic with music by Cole Porter. Tickets and showtimes are available at mhsaud.booktix.com, which can be found on the MDS website.
Attention Spanish Club members, please swing by room 235 at the end of the day to pick up your Spanish Club t-shirt. Birthdays today, Kaylee Blacketer and Bailey Young.
Athletes, if you'd like to order a special patch for your letter jacket, please see Miss Rottenkrantz in the athletic office. These patches are $20 each, and all orders must be placed before Friday, November 19th.
Tryouts for the gymnastics team will be Wednesday, November 24th at 2 p.m. at the Martinsville Academy. The boys swim team has several top swimmers back this year, including a state qualifier. And as Dylan Roden tells us, these swimmers have some big goals for the season.
The boys swimming team started their first practice on November 8th.
Oh, it feels good. I think everyone's back. We only lost one person from last year's team due to a move. Gained 2 freshmen. I think everything's looking good. A lot of people are doing pretty well after the first day.
There is a shortage of boys swimmers this year, so the swimmers will have to work harder to get the scores they want for their meets.
Well, I think I'll perform pretty well. I'm hoping to do much better than last year. Hope to drop my 100 by at least 2-3 seconds. I'm hoping to go under sub 50 this year. And then for my 50, I'm hoping to drop at least 1 second this year. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but it's hard for a small sprint event like that to drop a lot of time.
I think I'll perform pretty decent. I've been taking a little break this summer, so it's kind of hard to get back in the rhythm and to get practice time in, and it's going to be a little difficult, but I'll be back to where I need to be for sectionals and state.
Last season, Blake Rains made it to state in the 100 butterfly and the 100 breaststroke. He hopes to return to state this year. Junior Ian Bain is looking to do well in one of the state's toughest sectionals at Franklin.
My biggest goal this year is to place in the A final for both my events.
Getting our guys prepared mentally just for competition will be always an important thing. Last year with COVID, we were down a lot of guys throughout the year. We never had a full squad till the last meet of the season. So just getting ourselves prepared to go in full strength all the time is going to be exciting.
The boys swimmers are preparing for their first meet on November 30th against Decatur Central and Whiteland.
Both teams are always very tough. Both teams always have pretty good sprinters, a couple specialty guys.
For MHS Rewind, I'm Dylan Roden.
As you saw in that package, John Kirtland is the swim coach for the boys and girls here at MHS. He was a swimmer in college, and he continues to compete today. However, those competitions aren't taking place in a swimming pool. They're happening in open water. Levi Suter has more with this MHS Rewind in Focus.
You know that feeling of jumping into cold water? MHS swim coach John Kirtland is accustomed to that feeling and then some. He experiences that along with raging waters and various other extreme conditions every time he jumps into the water during his competitions as an open water swimmer.
Every race is different. Every race gives you a different element to it. So that I enjoy that the most. I really do. Open water is not something that is set in one spot like for a normal swim team.
Open water swimming is just like it sounds. Swimming in open bodies of water like rivers, lakes, and even oceans. Swimming in a conventional backyard pool is widely known as a fun and effective exercise, but open water swimming is a whole different ballgame.
When you're doing open water, there is no putting your feet down. The depths of which you're in are well beyond the height of yourself. So you have to learn how to, not only swim, but tread water and take a drink and also keep yourself moving forward and possibly eat something at the same time.
Kirtland trains several times a week, much like his high school swim team. He ramps it up at the start of the year and starts to wind down towards the end.
I just kind of try to find races about every couple weeks, every 2 or 3 weeks in the summer. Try to schedule around my own son. He's a swimmer too. Not open water, but try to arrange around his competition schedule.
Kirtland says he picked up swimming again as an effective way to lose weight, but don't get fooled. Swimming in open water isn't just a physical exercise.
There's a different side to it in terms of not being able to look around, not being able to enjoy what's around you, not being able to enjoy conversation as you do it. It's basically you and whatever's going on in your mind.
He competed in the Canal in downtown Indy and placed first in his age group, which qualified him for another race in the Tennessee River. Kirtland plans to start racing again in June. For MHS Rewind, I'm Levi Suter.
The new field house gives teams a new place to practice at MHS, and the wrestlers are taking full advantage of the new space. Braxton Dilly has the story.
The Artesian wrestling team is back in action and ready to roll. They started practice this week in their brand new facility.
This facility is a game changer. It's going to absolutely change everything from the ground up, from elementary school all the way through high school.
I love it a lot. I think it's a new beginning, a new opportunity for me. All the younger guys coming in is going to be great for the future and what Martinsville Wrestling is going to be building here the next couple of years.
Trevor Hott made it to semi-state last year at 113 pounds. This year, he plans to wrestle at 120.
We had a winning record last year. Actually, the past couple of years, we've had a good, solid winning record, and I think this year we're kind of just wrestling to compete and get ourselves in the qualification for the team state next year.
Big dreams, big expectations, but first, the team will need some leadership.
This year we're going to look to Trevor Hott and Riddick Bolton to be our leaders. Trevor Hott's got the experience at the wrestling level. Riddick Bolton, the senior, he's just a heck of a leader.
Both Hott and Bolton are multi-sport athletes who want nothing but success.
For me, I don't want to sell myself short of any goals. State title is really what I'm shooting for, and I think after losing last year where I did and the way I did, it just kind of pushes me more to push myself each and every day to go get that goal. Put in a lot of work this summer too, a lot of traveling to make sure I reach that goal, and every day I just remind myself of it and make sure I go and get it.
The goal is always to make it to state and help the team qualify for team state next year.
For MHS Rewind, I'm Braxton Dilly.
The boys basketball team is preparing for their season. Cole Meyer went to check in on their practices.
The boys basketball season is barely 2 weeks old, but the Artesians already know they'll be missing a familiar face on the court this season, Caleb Cheatham.
So late August, I was playing pickup at UND, and I came down on a jump stop and I tore my ACL. And I didn't know that, so 2 weeks later I came back and played in an open gym, and I planted my foot and I heard a pop and I came down on it, and I think I tore my meniscus that time and it flipped in there too.
Caleb was a leader and our primary ball handler, so we need someone to step up and handle the ball and score some points.
The loss of Cheatham, the Artesians lose a key piece of their offense from last year. The junior averaged 7 points as a sophomore.
We just need to find some leadership, and it's starting to show in practice. We have some leaders emerging, and we just got to play hard and play together, and hopefully we'll have some good results.
That leadership could come from their small senior class.
Thatcher Anderson's done a really good job being a great leader. Landon Myers has had a really good fall, and he looks comfortable in his role. And so those two individuals, I think, will lead us from that senior class.
Last year, the Artesians had 6 seniors. With a smaller senior class this year, head coach Kip Staggs will be playing many juniors from what he calls a strong junior class. The problem? Players like Jack Wolf, Will Baston, Skylar Pruitt, Cheatham's brother Luke, and Staggs' son Brody didn't get much varsity time last year as sophomores.
It might take them a little bit of time, but I think by January, the tempo of the game, the physicality of the game, I think we'll be able to adjust pretty well with that.
Cheatham would have made that adjustment a little easier, but for now, he'll have to cheer his teammates on from the sidelines until he returns to the court sometime in late May or early June. For MHS Rewind, I'm Cole Meyer.
The boys host Bedford North Lawrence tonight for a scrimmage.
That wraps it up for this edition of MHS Rewind. For Blaine Maxwell and the rest of the RTV2 class, I'm Elias Elsner.
Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend and enjoy the ride.